worked at the consortio in the 2012 after my graduation in viticultural and enology in Florence, and then in the northern part of Italy in Udine, where I also study for the marketing area. I started work here, it was in the spring, in May maybe. At the beginning I was in charge for some other little things, and then in the 2015 I became the event manager inside the consortium. So the advice for the people like you who want to become a communication person in an agency or in a winery or in an industry is to speak a lot with the other people, because it's very important always to be in touch with the colleague, with the competitors, with the media partner, with all the people involved in the industry where you want to work, because it's the best things is to speak a lot, know the people is really important, and it's also really interesting. So the element of the communication inside the consortium is extremely important. Consider the consortium was born with the aim of promoting and protecting the Vino Nobile di Montepulciano in Italy and in the rest of the world. Today, the part of the tutela of the the protection of the brand, it's really important, but it's not the biggest part of our investment. Consider more or less the event communication and all the promotional part absorb more or less the 70% of our entire budget. So it's a very important part of our work. Interesting question. So the most important challenge is to always be the first to make, not only to make something, but to create something new, because so the world is really rich, and in the wine industry we have a lot of competitors, not only with the different consortia, but also for our wineries. Consider today, is it possible to plant vineyards, to create, to make wine in every single part of the world? So it became a small world for a huge quantity of wine. So it's extremely difficult, but also extremely exciting to think always a step before the other competitors, and this is the most important things. It's not easy for sure, but it's really important. So consider every different part of the world, every different area or culture has different approach to the communication. So for example, what we use for the United States is not the best way to communicate in China or in Japan or in Australia or in the Northern Europe. So it's extremely important to know deeply the different cultural who we are approaching in this moment, and it's extremely important. It's not easy, and for this reason it's extremely important to find a good person in each place who can drive you, can help you in the good way. It's not easy to stay up to date, also because maybe in some period, like in June, waiting for the vacation, we are more tired, so it's not easy. But how I said during your first question, the most important thing is always to speak to remain in contact with all the people, because it's the, I think in my vision, in my work, is the only things who can take you update in the different market, in the different area, and maybe always speak, know people, know the culture, and also travel a lot. It's extremely important, because you can always know new people, have a speech with new people who can have new idea. So it's extremely fun. It's extremely funny also.
Okay.
So at the beginning, when we start to open our social media page like Facebook or Instagram, I remember we were just the people inside the consortium who write something and post some photos or picture. Then after quite a lot of years, we think it's not the best way to improve, and also it's not the best way to grow up the knowledge of Vino Nobile di Montepulciano. Why? This is because is a new professional. I know there are a lot of people who are studying to become a social media manager, a social media, in some way a social media expert in that kind of communication, because it's a part of the future. So we need to start to think as social media not only for post a picture, eat a dish of peachy or a picture while we are on the beach, but it's an extremely important sector of the communication. For this reason, we decide to hire and to have this cooperation with an external agency, because we think they are more expert in that kind of work, because it's not my profession. I born in an era when we don't have social media, so I think it's a new job, and for the reason we need to also to invest in that kind of figure, in that kind of person, and also we need to find and to follow their advice. In the other side, the difficult things, but it's a difficult that we had just at the beginning of our cooperation, is the situation of the consortium. It's not easy to understand, but the consortium is something very institutional. So we don't want to speak or to post a single winery, because it's not what the consortium have to do. But we need to speak about the denomination, we need to speak about the wine, but not that specific wine or that specific label. We need to speak and we need to show the product Vino Nobile di Montepulciano and Montepulciano and the entire denomination, not only the single thing. So this is the most difficult problem that we had, but as I told you just at the beginning, because now we are very happy, we are very, tranquilli, we are very soft and very happy with our social media agency. So for sure, to make communication in Italy is quite easy, because it's your language mother, so it's extremely easy and funny, and I don't have any word about easy, for sure. You know, the culture, the people, so it's like to have a pizza with the friends, you know, it's something like to have a aperitif or a glass of wine with your friends. In the other part of the world, for sure, is a little more difficult, because you need to go inside and know better, not only the language, but the culture of the people who are speaking. How is the way to arrive closer to their heart. So it's not easy for just one person. and so it's extremely difficult, but every single day is different from the day before. So every single day you have something new to learn, and this is the most important and the most helpful things. So it's very exciting.
Okay.
So I would like to thank you, De Mario, for your time here at the Consorzio. I'm so sorry again for our first meeting I was calling you with your last name. But you are a very nice and kind person, very quiet, and for the Consorzio it was a very kind pleasure to know you and to have you here. And thank you so much for Canada State University for the opportunity. And so what I can say, I say thank you so much for your time, and I hope all of you will enjoy a glass of Vino Nobile di Montepulciano, or in your home, or if you want to come to Montepulciano, the door is always open. So thank you so much, and arrivederci. Ciao.